The Baltimore City Department of Social Services welcomes you and appreciates your interest in learning more about becoming a resource parent with our agency. Our mission is to recruit and train families who are willing and able to provide a safe, structured, and nurturing home to a child who has been separated from their family. Resource families must be willing to meet the needs of a child who has experienced trauma and will need ongoing support. This meeting will provide a general overview of our foster care program and home study process. We will also share information regarding our training curriculum and other requirements needed to begin this journey. Foster care is intended to be a safe, loving, temporary home for children who must live away from their family due to abuse, neglect, or the death of their caregivers. The goal of foster care is to safely reunite children with their birth families whenever possible. Resource families are asked to take children into their homes and hearts, creating a safe, supportive, and secure environment until the child can be reunited with their parents. Children and youth who enter foster care come from culturally diverse families, communities, and backgrounds. They are placed from birth until 18 years old. Youth in care can receive services up to age 21. These youth deserve committed, lifetime relationships. Currently, our children that are in the most need of a resource families are in one of the following groups: infants, teenagers, young adults, pregnant and parenting youth, sibling groups, multilingual or non-English speaking, multicultural, diverse religious backgrounds, LGBTQIA+, and medically complex children or youth. In Maryland, there are 4,656 children in foster care, of which 1,859 are committed to Baltimore City Department of Social Services. Our data indicates that there is a need for homes in all categories, with teenagers being our greatest challenge. Baltimore City Department of Social Services develops a permanency plan for every child in care. When the court determines that a child cannot remain safely at home with their birth family, they may be placed with a relative or into foster care. They are placed with relatives and/or resource families. We are looking for families who will commit to providing consistent support and care to the child they welcome into their home. When a child enters care, the agency is mandated to provide intensive reunification and visitation services to the birth family for the first 15 to 22 months. Birth parents have legal rights and are involved in making decisions for their children. Resource parents play a critical role in the child's reunification process and are a valuable member of the child's team. One of the goals for BCDSS is to recruit families who are willing to learn more about the children and families we serve. These families must be willing to receive trauma-focused training and understand their role in permanency planning for the child. If reunification does not occur, the child's permanency plan may be changed. The alternative permanency plans are adoption or custody and guardianship by a relative, adoption or custody and guardianship by a non-relative, another planned permanent living arrangement. Our agency embraces the model of concurrent permanency planning, which allows our teams to work on two plans at the same time. Reunification is always our goal, yet simultaneously we work on an alternative plan, which could include relative adoption, custody and guardianship, and APPLA. Concurrent permanency planning allows us to keep moving forward towards achieving the best permanent outcome for the child. Custody and guardianship by a relative or non-relative caregiver does not require termination of parental rights. The biological parents still maintain their parental rights. Foster care payments will end and the case record is closed. The care provider will receive medical assistance and may be eligible for a subsidy or temporary cash assistance to help with the child's care. There are also some additional benefits, such as tuition assistance, that are made available to families. Custody and guardianship remains in place until the child turns 21 and can only be reversed through family court. Every family is duly licensed as a foster adoptive resource parent. When the child's permanency plan changes to adoption, all parental rights must be terminated before an adoption can be finalized by the court. There is a minimum of 6 months post-placement time before an adoption can occur. If there are no relative resources available, the resource parents are given the option to adopt the child. Once the court approves the adoption, the family receives an adoption decree and a new birth certificate for the child. Sometimes referred to as an adoption certificate, an adoption decree is the document issued by the court upon finalization of an adoption stating the adoptee is the legal child of the adoptive parents. The adoptive family has all the legal rights of a parent and can make all decisions regarding the child's care. Adoptive parents receive medical assistance for the child, and they may be eligible for an adoption subsidy. There are also educational benefits for college tuition assistance. These benefits remain in effect until the youth turns 21 years old. Post-adoption services are also available for the families, such as short-term adoption-related counseling, medical treatment, mental health services, crisis intervention services, and information and referral services. Another planned permanent living arrangement is a plan which is usually associated with older youth in care. When returning home is unlikely, this plan includes services to prepare the youth for independent living and self-sufficiency. Our Ready by 21 program provides ongoing services, including life skills, educational and job readiness training until the youth leaves care. This graph demonstrates the percentages of what happens to our youth after they leave the foster care system. As you can see, 46% of our children are reunified with their birth family. Reunification is always our primary goal. Next, we have 32% of youth who will turn 21 years old while in care and will automatically age out, while 16% of our children are adopted and 5% are granted guardianship to a relative. Although children enter foster care as a result of many different circumstances, it is no fault of their own. Many of our children are a part of a sibling group and have brothers or sisters in foster care with them. Some children have special needs. They may be physically, behaviorally, mentally, or emotionally challenged. Some may need resource parents with special caregiving skills to support their health issues or developmental delays. Infants may be medically fragile, and some children have challenges due to drug exposure or fetal alcohol syndrome. Years ago, resource parents were approved to foster and adopt in 2 separate processes. Now, prospective families are approved for both fostering and adoption. Restricted resource parents provide care for the child they are related to or have a known relationship with, such as a goddaughter or fictive cousin. Unrestricted resource parents provide support to children they have no prior relationship with. Approved resource homes remain active for 1 year. Married or cohabitating couples must complete the 27 hours pre-service training and pass the home study requirements. To determine the continued compliance with resource home regulations every year, each resource family completes a reconsideration, also referred to as a recon. The home study is an assessment tool used by the agency to determine whether the home of a prospective resource parent is safe and suitable for a child in foster care. Through a home study, Baltimore City Department of Social Services reviews the life and the home of a prospective resource parent by obtaining information. Essentially, the home study process allows BCDSS to access the family's potential to parent children in care. The home study process usually takes between 60 to 90 days and cannot exceed 120 days. Our home study process is multifaceted. First, prospective resource parents must attend and complete the 27 hours of pre-service training. The training has both virtual and online components. BCDSS requires the following for all resource parents: at least 21 years old, a U.S. citizen, permanent legal resident, either own, rent a home or apartment that passes a health and fire inspection, be in good physical and mental health, complete and pass background clearances, independently meet financial household obligations, have healthy relationships, and be a flexible, patient, and understanding professional team member. The agency also requires the prospective resource parent to provide references who will vouch for your credibility and competence. Only one reference can be a family member. We ask that the references be individuals that have a good, long-standing relationship with the resource parent. The home study process consists of providing vital information to the agency. This information consists of partaking in a background and medical clearance, providing family history, and completing fire and health inspections. Additionally, every resource parent must have a backup provider to provide support and/or temporary care for the foster children in their home. A backup provider is a responsible and trusted friend and/or family member who is willing and able to assist when the resource parent is unavailable or in the event of an emergency. The backup provider is required to provide a personal reference for the prospective resource family, complete and pass background clearances, as well as sign and agree to comply with the terms of the BCDSS Backup Provider Agreement. BCDSS has particular guidelines related to the sleeping arrangements for children in foster care. Children may share a bedroom with the following parameters. They are the same gender and within 4 years of age. In addition, each child must have their own dresser and an age-appropriate bed. Bunk beds and trundle beds are not permitted. Approved bedrooms for children in care cannot have a skylight, fireplace, or balcony. Bedrooms may not have a pass-through, and resource parents must sleep within earshot of the foster children in their home. Your resource home will be inspected by your home study case manager, a health inspector, and a fire marshal to ensure your home meets all agency standards. A resource home must be well maintained. Resource homes cannot have broken windows, doors, or steps. There cannot be holes in the roof, floors, walls, or ceilings. In addition, there can be no peeling or flaking paint, plaster, wallpaper, or exposed wiring. Also, while most homes are required to have one carbon monoxide detector and smoke alarm for every floor, resource homes are required to have a carbon monoxide detector and smoke detector on every floor and additional smoke detectors near each child's bedroom. These standards are required by law to ensure the foster children in your home remain safe. Code of Maryland Annotated Regulations has regulations created to keep children safe. Angel's Law states that all blinds with hanging cords must be out of reach of children. Dangerous household items like cleaning chemicals must be kept in a cabinet with an appropriate child lock. All firearms must be registered and kept unloaded in a gun safe that is inaccessible to children. Pools, hot tubs, and other bodies of water must be fenced, and all doors to them must be kept locked. At least one household member must be certified in CPR first aid. Smoking of any type is prohibited in the presence of foster children in a resource parent's home or in a vehicle transporting foster children. Your home study case manager will review all the home study standards with you as they assess your home. Resource parents play a pivotal role in committing to foster children who have been separated from their families. They work together as skilled members of a professional team to ensure children's needs are consistently met while in foster care. They support and maintain relationships between children and their biological family members. As members of a professional team, resource parents assume the responsibilities of the child that joins their family. They participate in the child's education and health care. They also establish supervision, guidance, age-appropriate expectations, and limits. More importantly, they follow mandated standards, assist BCDSS with family visits, and ensure that the department is aware of the child's development and adjustment. BCDSS is committed to supporting resource parents with various supportive services. For example, one-on-one support from the resource home worker, free training, financial support, respite care, hosting celebrations, and appreciation events. In addition, the Baltimore City Resource Parent Association offers supportive services for our resource parents. We thank you so much for your time. When you are ready to move forward, please contact our resources and support welcome line with any questions or concerns at 410-685-8231.